Right. Hello, welcome aboard the Fenix A320. We've just finished boarding. Live streaming because I'm going to do basically a tutorial from boarding to takeoff and then cruise and approach via probably an RNAV approach into Queenstown today. Weather-wise, it's not looking terrible. Navigraph's just going to quickly tell us what's going on here. Quick note, if you're using GSX, make sure this always stays white during your flight. Never click on it, basically. If you do click on it, it might not start again when you get to the other end. So today we've got runway 34 at Wellington. We've got 5 knots headwind. It's a relatively short runway, only about 2 kilometres long. So we're going to use relatively low flex, I think 64 degrees, even though it's quite cold outside. So that's going to give us extra power, basically. There's some... Oh, that's very nice. You've got some radials from the VOR to assist you when you're flying... VFR, Wellington VOR there. We're going to be flying up 1 departure, Sabda transition, and that's going to take us to Sabda, hopefully, here. And then we're going to transition over to the South Island and over to Christchurch. Fantastic new sceneries just out by NZA Simulations, so definitely check that out if you can. I haven't got around to it yet. Saving up for an oboe now of all the things. So yeah, we'll look like we're going to be arriving to Ekvox and then following into Atkill, and then we'll look at the runway here. So runway wise, it's... let's look at the information. What have we got? Open airport, weather, META not available, TAF. We'll take the TAF, so 0405, that was 2.5 hours ago. Becoming 240 at 10:18. So we need to basically just look at the time here. So it's 26 today at 22. That's going to be 10 PM Zulu time. It's currently 8 PM Zulu time. So I'm going to actually go with 26:18 to 27 at 12. We're going to go with this forecast here, and I'm going to expect that basically. So this is the current one. This is at 10 PM, and it's all decoded for us here. The change is gradual. We've got a few clouds, 5,000 visibility, 10 kilometers or more. So 40 at 5. So that's going to give us a preferential runway probably of 05, so let's plan for that. I'm just going to have a look at that now before we get into the air. So we're actually going to look at runway 05, please. Add to route. There you go, we're going to do LRUB for, let's just see if we can fix this. It's going to be 2 alpha now. So it's just a standard thing there, so that's a RNAV star. Approach-wise, we've got RNAV Yankee, which looks like this. We basically just continue around here and then come through this valley. It's almost a straight approach, and then a curve around in the bay here. Well, there's the Zulu, which is identical. What's the difference between the two? Well, let's have a look at the charts. So that's the Zulu. We missed approach is a loop around that way. And if we look at the Yankee, looks like there's no chart available for that. So we'll take the Zulu. Since there's no chart for the Yankee yet. So there we go, we've got our missed approach in there as well. So that's going to be down to this point here, hold, and then probably go back in and do the same approach again. That's going to be our alternate, is Christchurch today. Unfortunately no scenery for you to look at. Anyway, so we'll start up the APU now. So I've got the master switch on and we're just starting this up. So in terms of setup, we've done the whole EFB setup here. So we've loaded passengers. Basically it's very simple with Phoenix. You just click left to right, my flight loads in brief, ground services, get whatever you need. I'm actually going to take away the GPU as soon as the APU is available. We'll ask the ground crew in GSX to prepare for pushback. Loaded the aircraft here. This is where we're going to get our weights, and they're going to go into the init page here. As you see, I've already put those in. Block fuel is loaded, and I'm just going to confirm that now. So we've got 4.9 required, and we've got 6.7 on board, so we've got plenty of fuel there.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Cool. I'm sitting here waiting for you. There you go. He's coming with the pin now. Sim settings is fine. In this page here we just find a few things. So this is the flight plan. I've got my call sign NZ, so New Zealand 24 Romeo. Flight level 380 today and 5, that's going to go into init here, 5380 NZ240. This is important. If you don't put this in, you will not be able to use CBDLC if you're flying with VATSIM, so you do need to enter that there. Weather brief wise, there's no weather available. We've got this here, this is potentially to be worried about, but that's tomorrow at 4 o'clock in the morning GMT. Now in terms of pushback, we actually want to be going that way because that's runway 34, so it's going to be nose right to tail left. NOTAMs, Wellington, wind reported in Meta, animated, unserviceable. Taxiway A10, restricted to day ups, jet plus hazards. So approach procedures, Queenstown. 13 hours ahead of UTC. So yeah, we're currently tomorrow morning basically. QN helicopter VFR arrival departure procedures. Bravo arrivals permanently withdrawn. Delay may expected with Queenstown to revise VFR traffic handling procedures. Okay. The alternate is Christchurch, and then we're going to have this here as well for Christchurch, and we're going to look at everything. Okay, the APU is available, so I'm going to turn off the external power now. Beacon light is going to go on as we're preparing to move the aircraft. We're going to go into the ground services now. I'm going to turn off chocks and GPU. That gives GSX a bit more access. So now he's locking the gear. And this is the only thing I don't like about these, is these pushback carts touch the plane at the nose there, or nearly touch, I think it's a millimetre or two. In real life they would not do that, they're usually a little bit, they use a different size one. This is more for something like a Boeing 747. Okay, there's no icing conditions, so we'll expect a full engine start on stand, as during pushback even. Navigraph charts, whereas there we are, we're being raised, you can just about see that.
Release parking brakes, please.
Okay, we're good to release the brakes, just going to lock us to location and zoom in so we get the ground charts here.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Okay, we're turning around to this way, so I'm going to start the outside engine first. So the ground crew is on the left, he's not at any risk of that engine starting, so basically I'm going to start this one first, and then when we finish with the pushback I'm starting the second one. Let's just get that sim connected.
Set parking brakes.
Okay, parking brakes set. He's coming towards the KO now, so I'm going to start the second engine. There's nothing online, I'm just going to tune Unicom. There's an Air New Zealand A320 Neo sitting there. Okay, we'll wait for a good engine start and then we'll confirm that with them. Once you confirm good engine start, then that's when he'll go in and remove the pin again and everything works normally. Alarm constraints, we've got dash, selected altitude and dashes again. Okay, that looks like both engines available.
Into ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Okay, that's the pushback cart removed.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear, right is clear.
Okay, what's next? Flaps settings. So I'm just going to go to the performance page, check this here, flaps 1. So set that in there. Ignition to normal. I'm going to check control surfaces now, so we're going to look for right deflection and corresponding right up. Left deflection, left up. Pitch up, we see elevator up. Pitch down, elevator down. Pitch trim is up 0.2, so I'm just going to trim that there, so you see 0.2 there. See the wheels moving. Rudder wise, so we've got a separated pedal and disconnector, so I'm just going to use the rudder now. Okay, rudder deflects right and rudder deflects left. Control surfaces are okay. Predictive wind shear can go on now, GCS and all of the weather radar systems, even though they don't work. I'm going to squawk 1000 as it's just a universal squawk code if you've got ADSB functionality, or I think it's MLAT, microwave lateral, something like that. It's a type of technology basically where you just use one single squawk and your aircraft basically already transmits all of that stuff. Okay, so we've got a few aircraft here now, so we've got Air New Zealand over there making a little hub. Okay, parking brake still set, company message, AP bleed, so I just set auto brake to max, spoilers to arm. We can check the takeoff config, that's okay. Let's just check the load sheets here just officially. I don't normally do this too much, so there we go, load sheet here. Prelim. Okay, it's all within limits except return. Load sheet, revisions, so these are ZF way, packs plus 3. Fuel and tank 6686, all in limits except flight plan on the right and performance on the left for takeoff. We've got the trim set to up 0.2 and TO config's already okay, so all good to go. Let's release the parking brake and taxi out. I'm going to put the stripes to auto now, landing light to off, and these two lights don't need to go on during the day. Wellington traffic, New Zealand, 24 Romeo taxiing to runway 34 via Bravo and Romeo 1. That's just from this here, so I see Bravo, 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 Romeo 1 and then, yeah, Alpha 1-1. Just going to follow this down to the end really. Okay, getting a little bit speedy. Let's reduce back to about 28%. That's a bug that they need to fix, but that keeps popping up. Okay. Actually gonna take the right turn here. Bravo 8. The APU's just spooling down. We just don't want to be burning any extra fuel. All fuel needs to be going to the engines for departure, basically. Ground control was always on. Let's put GS mode off. Cruise supply is all fine. Well, it's not much of a tutorial, sorry, but there you go. Everything's armed and set. My GS, let's just check the profile actually. Am I using the Airbus one? Yeah, there's my Phoenix profiles loaded. If you want that profile, there's a video where I land at Chicago, and you can find that there. Oh, look at that repaired, it's gone over the line. So look at Europe car in New Zealand, that's very far from Europe. Lovely hillside around. New Zealand is a very beautiful country, actually. I'd love to visit sometime. Hilly mountains flowing straight into the ocean. It's Lord of the Rings in a nutshell, really. We're going to take full length for departure. And I will use the flex takeoff as it's being calculated as safe, so we'll use Alpha 1-1. Wellington traffic, New Zealand 24 Romeo via Alpha 1-1 takeoff runway 34. Okay, what do we do? Runway entry procedure, so we're going to do lights on, strobes on. Pack 1, pack 2 off. Already transponders on. Okay, let's line up. Okay, runway is identified, set brakes. 50% N1 selected. Ready to go. We're using okay, engine's okay, release brakes, and to flex. Okay, looking at the end of the runway for horizontal alignment. No wind at the moment yet, seems quite okay actually. Most of the wind is coming from ahead, so there's not much of a slight side pushing effect. Okay, V1. Let's rotate. Okay, we're airborne now. Gonna wait until we've got the positive rate gear up. Okay, some nice photogrammetry actually at Wellington. Look at the little boats in the harbour. Just gonna go back to my flight here, just following the flight director now. Climbing very nicely at 2,600 feet per minute. Good amount of power there. We're going to get a reduction at 1,500 or so. There's the city of Wellington over there. Okay, there's our reduction, so I'm going to reduce the pitch first. Throttle climb. You can see now the vector's accelerating. I'm going to engage autopilot now. Absolutely stunning. I mean, look at... Yeah, that's maybe decent photogrammetry. I mean, you've got some power lines there that obviously have just been rendered badly. Oh, look at that lovely stadium. Looks like cricket. Yeah, it's a cricket pitch. No, it's an everything pitch. It's a Sky Stadium. Okay, we're coming up to slat 1 speed, so just going to get ready to turn that off. Got a nice tower there. Are these power lines basically that are just over rendering? Okay, back to the right. We've got our slat 1 speed, so I'm going to reduce to flaps 1. Pack's going back on, flaps 1. Flaps are coming up. We'll start accelerating now to 210 knots as per the limit at NCAM. I'm going to increase my altitude now to 380 as our cleared level. Just allow the aircraft to climb up, and we'll turn around now over the bay. So we avoided the city basically at that departure. So you see we came out the runway here and turned right. And then we're going to go around the island there towards the south. There's the photogrammetry below. As always, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of photogrammetry really, because it often provides some very strange glitches, especially the trees with photogrammetry. They look awful, and if you're a far distance away, they when they load in, the buildings never look good. But so far it looks alright. I mean, Queenstown was a bit glitchy when I tried that earlier, but we'll see if this is an improvement, basically. There's our left turn. Getting above this cloud layer, which I didn't even know was here. There's 10,000 feet, so we're going to get landing light off. That's just going to reduce the drag as the landing lights hide away. Underneath here, it's these two little lights here, basically, two. So we put those back in, so they're not providing drag. And now we head south. There's Mount Doom. Mordor, basically. We're going away from Mordor, we're going towards Rohan, so everything's going to be alright. Ground spoilers coming off, and once we're out of the turn I will disengage the seatbelt sign. Well, disengage sounds like a very fancy way of saying I'm going to turn off the seatbelt sign. Yeah, so that's Wellington for you. With Flightbeam, it just looks fantastic. And I do think I will invest at some point in the NZA Christchurch. That's a lovely airport, basically. Okay, we're out of the turn now. We're above the transition level, so they're going to set standard there. The speed's going to be increasing up to 294 now. Seatbelt sign's going off, and everything else is okay. Just cross-check that there. I haven't set that up in the sim settings, so I'll do that now because I just can't be bothered with it. Actually, do want that and that. We need linked and incremental. The reason I need incremental is I don't have a reverse thrust on axis, so I prefer to have it incrementally activated. Okay, we're above the altitude where the constraints are relevant now, so I'm going to switch over to airport view now. So there's NZWN, we're just flying that. So it's going to be over there somewhere. There we go, there's NZWN. So any problems now, we'll just make a glide approach back down that way. Okay, now outbound and on our way to Queenstown, which is a few hundred miles away. There's the South Island already. Yeah, welcome to Southern New Zealand. You can see there the mountains on the right hand side, just getting lovely, scenery looking good. I'm still using the Bing Maps replacement mod, but it does look like they've at least fixed some of the weather issues that we were getting in New Zealand, whereby it was nearly constantly winter as soon as when you were near Mount Cook. So Mount Cook is down here somewhere, actually somewhere up here, Mount Mary. So it's Lake Wanaka here, so it's this one here. So there's a little airport here called, that's the one, Glen Tanna, and then Mount Cook's at the end of that. So We'll have a look here basically and make sure that they've fixed that weather. There may be some snow at the top of the mountains, that might just be due to satellite imagery. But as it's looking, this is looking pretty realistic for New Zealand in summertime, I hope. As we get further south, we'll just hope that that kind of continues. Flight-wise, we're looking good. We're just passing 31,000 feet now. Nearly reaching our top of climb, and this little random waypoint called Kilo India. That's some sort of GPS fix, I'm imagining. Kaikoura. It's an NDB. NZKI. It's 2,200 feet long runway, so not long enough for us. So let's start programming actually. So it's not programming really, but yeah, we need LROF 2 Alpha on our Zulu runway 05. So let's set that up. So NZQN arrival on our Zulu 05 LROF 2 Alpha via Ibabu. Insert. Okay, so that's set up now. We've got our top of climb and a top of descent. Christchurch just over ahead of us, down there somewhere, I imagine. Now let's put on terrain. Let's see if that actually gives us anything. It shouldn't, but there we go. We just got a basic background map so we can see. Yeah, so Christchurch is kind of in this little nook here, and Christchurch is going to be at the bottom of that. Actually, it might be a bit further. Might be over there. Yeah, that's 80 miles. So 80 miles is going to get us to Me6. That's this little sticking out bit here. It's just here. And if we continue around this bay, there's Christchurch at the end of it. So there's still quite a way to go to Queenstown. That's just the nature of doing a 1.5 hour flight as a stream. It's going to take us an hour. So yeah, I'm going to just kind of chill and leave the flight just dawdling along. You know, the Navigraph charts map there. And a nice view out the front.
Wellington traffic, New Zealand 605, stand 15, pushbacks on 5 onto Bravo, facing south.
Christchurch, this 64 range, that's traffic, Delta Romeo Sierra Echo lining up grass runway 20, Christchurch traffic. Christchurch traffic, Golf Delta Romeo Sierra Echo is taking off from grass runway 20 via the miners VFR departure, not above 1,500 feet until leaving the Christchurch control zone. Christchurch traffic.
Christchurch incident 642, taxiing 1.20 V Alpha.
Present chasing received 659 taxi on the runway 20 via Alpha.
Christchurch traffic, Delta Delta Romeo Sierra Echo, airborne passing 500 feet, departing to the southwest, Christchurch.
Goodbye, sir.
Is that good flight?
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
Christchurch incident 642, London departing.
Okay, I'm back in mode, I suppose. Now looking over here, we've got a little bit of snow. Doesn't look too bad. There's that problem. So yeah, the Mount Cook area glacier has not been fixed. This is the middle of summertime, and we have this huge patch of snow here. Basically, there is a little bit of snow on the top of Mount Cook, but due to the resolution that Microsoft uses, the entire region is just covered in a huge layer of snow. Because the resolution covers the whole island. Although when you zoom in 2 or 3 clicks further, it only covers the top kind of 300 meters of development. So a little bit disappointing to see that, despite the New Zealand update. I would have thought they could have fixed that, but that's just a problem with snow coverage, and I really hope that that is something. I mean, it's been in the forum for years now, and they've done nothing. So I'm actually just going to look at our options for runway 05 actually, because I'm not entirely sure I just want to do runway 05. So let's look at RMPG. So this looks like an approach to 23 actually. We've got the Arnav Hotel. Visual circuit. So it looks like we're... Yeah, this looks possible. There's the VFR departure circuit procedures. So the Arnav Zulu runway 23 is just a curved approach, and the Arnav Zulu 05 is just a straight in with a slight curve at the end. We'll stick to it for now because it's what I've programmed. But the, I mean, basically the kind of what I was looking at, thinking of doing was coming from. We're not coming from that direction, so this is not relevant. Yeah, so the Arnav Gulf could be a possibility. We come in at Actil, descending down in the valley here, and then from here we basically make a circling procedure to 05. Actually, that's significantly faster if the weather minimums allow, so we'll actually program that. I'm going to program RMP Gulf. So let's change that here. So just going to look for So let's have a look at the plan here, see what's going on down here, because this is a mess. Yeah, so this whole, so NZQN, we need to do this bit here can be going, so star, no star maybe? That looks more reasonable. So we're just doing the approach via Actil. That's going to get us to this point here, great, and that's going to get us there at a reasonable altitude to make a circle. So we'll do that, and we'll be below the 5,000 feet of the, because the cloud layer was forecast on the TAF. Information weather, no meta reports. TAF today, the current one is still a few clouds at 5,000, and ceiling is 12,000 AGL. So if we look at the Arnav Gulf, which we've now set up here, right, Actil, we're going to be getting into QN603, basically to begin a circle. So we're going to go for 05, so it's going to be straight ahead to QN611, we'll left turn over the field and then a right turn around. No visual manoeuvring unless cleared by ATC, so we'll be doing that as will be cleared because I'm my own ATC. Category C, minimum descent is max speed of 180. MDA is 4,100 feet and 5 kilometers of visibility. We've got both. So I'm going to set up the... Oh, we need to descend apparently. Alright, so the top of the descent obviously changed when I changed the plan. as that routing is a fair bit closer to the we're coming quite quickly, so constraints now. I'm just going to set up the performance and approach page. So the approach page here, we're going to try and get some of this from the TAF, but I'm not going to promise anything really. Unfortunately, if it's not here, it's not going to be on an open airport. Get the weather. We haven't got any QNH, but I'm going to go 0405. The temperature is more drag apparently. 2618 0405 5000 there. Why is that not updating? Okay, I'm going to go into list it now. Coming out of the mountains. Just going to go on the web and look up NZQN Meta TAF, and we've got Get Meta. Hasn't published one. It's 1018 at the moment and 16.5 degrees, so I'm going to put that in there. So 16 degrees Celsius and 1018. The minimums was 4,100, so I'm going to set that there. I'm going to do full flaps landing. Okay, we're now descending on our profile. Just taking the speed brake back out there as we are back on profile. So direct to Actil now, and then it's going to be following the RNAV approach to the circling 405. So I'm just going to go and have a look on Flight Radar now and see if that's going to have anything in ZQN. Queenstown Airport show on map. Arrivals tomorrow. There's actually a lot going on there, so we've got a Air New Zealand 613. It's just coming via the RNAV Zulu from Auckland. There's one in the circuit. Yeah, they just used RNAV Zulu 05, but I don't know why that weather isn't available. Oh. Okay, I've got a meta for NZQN. This is VATSIM use only. It's 0903 and QNH 1019, temperature's 13, dew point 10. So I'm going to go 0903 and QNH is 1019. This is frustrating when it does this. Just getting us in there a little bit quicker. Gone off the managed mode now, obviously, so just going to have to go back. Okay, I've programmed 6,000 and I'm going to reach that on Adu. Actually, I need to reach it a bit later, so I'm going to put it about there, Kappa. Okay, there's our profile, so I'm just going to use the FPA to basically get us on that profile and keep it there. So I'm just a little bit concerned about this terrain that we've got ahead here. That is, as far as I'm aware, we do get quite close to that. Passing flight level 150, I'm going to set the QNH to Queenstown. I'm not sure if we've got any weather in the game. Let's see if we've got them live weather. There's Wanaka, where we're overhead now. Queenstown Airport has no META available. Wanaka is going to be, I think, there actually. The other day, there's Wanaka Airport there with a little crop circle next to it. Trouble cone is the mountain behind there. So we're coming in over Lake Wanaka now. It's Lake Wanaka. We need to set it a little bit more crazy. What's our vertical deviation? Okay, things going to start getting a little bit hectic now. Arrival META, no META available. UTAF is really a little bit annoying. So yeah, I'm going to go with Queenstown's about 100 miles away, QNH 1018, so 1019 does seem reasonable. We're just going below flight level 150 now, so I'm going to switch over to the local QNH of 1019 according to the VetSim data. Going to monitor the proximity to the ground here, and we're going to actually turn off the GPWS call-out system. Terrain system is off, GS mode off. Flap mode will be using flaps 3 for landing. We need to be quite a bit lower actually already, so let's just do that now. Get back on that descent path. More drag. Okay, we're going below 200 knots now. I'm going to set my first layer of flaps out. Water brake medium. So the approach now is going to curve us around here and then back right, and Queenstown is just underneath there. So we're going to curve down here over that way. So hopefully shortly descending, we're going to intercept the profile shortly here. I'm going to activate the approach phase now. Try and catch it actually. So we're currently coming in here, and we're going to basically come along here and go around. And the cutting is going to be this way. Okay, there we go, there's the profile approach, and final lap. So it's just going to slow us down and reset that glide path now. I'm happy with the speed, so I'm going to set auto brake back to on there. QNH1019 is set, Queenstown traffic, New Zealand 24 Romeo inbound RNAV Golf, and we're going to do visual circling runway 05 via the traffic pattern. Okay, flaps 2. We turn off status actually. Okay, once the runway's in sight, we're going to do a gear downer. So let's just have a look over here. So there's the hill I can see. There's Queenstown Airport there, so actually runway is in sight, gear down. There's the FUD. Landing lights on. I won't turn off any of these actually, and seatbelt signs are going on now too. Okay, turning right now, we're on the right track, 7,700 at Givak, and then Ikaba 6,300. The RNAV is doing its thing. We've got the lateral and vertical guidance there. Runway's in sight now, so we could make a direct approach for runway 05, but in either case circling is necessary. So basically we're going to get to a waypoint, which is, in this case, it's called 603, and basically at 611 we make a decision left or right. So right turn would be circling back around for runway 23, and the left turn is circling around for runway 05. So this is one of the most versatile approaches into Queenstown. Basically we have all options available for us right until the last moment. So I'm going to basically configure fully for the approach at some point shortly, so actually I'm going to keep about 160 knots on just until we get down there. So I'll set it up now. So 150 knots, just going to use that to kind of come down on a nice descent with relatively high speed, just to make sure we're kind of accounting for any potential changes in wind. So approaching now, we've got our broken cloud layer here at 5,000 feet above. We're just descending below that now. It's not very broken, but this weather is also not live, so can't say for sure what's actually happening in reality. Looks like we're descending down nicely for this circling procedure. Okay, I'm going to set flaps free actually. It's just going to give us a little bit more drag and increase our nose down attitude, so we've got a bit more visibility at the front. I like this view for landing, I don't know why, I think it's just an easier one. You can see now we're basically aiming for a point which is kind of off the runway. So we're aiming for this hill here basically. And the procedure is we're going to do a right turn around this hill and go back to the runway. So actually let me see if I can find this. The airport info. Charts. Approach circuit procedure. So there's a circuit procedure, so there's a hill there. And if we're coming in this way, we're basically going to go, that's for that direction. So the circuit's the same, we just changed direction, so we're going to do that. Or the other option is continued. Yeah, so it's basically a bit of a circling procedure. Okay, I'm happy with the visuals now. We couldn't make a straight in from this location. As you can see, we are way too high, which is obviously why this procedure is basically needed. So the options are basically we assess the wind, we either make a right turn and go over the lake and then back in that way, or we make a left turn over the field, and then what we're going to do, and you'll see this shortly, is we're going to go over the field, around the hill here, and then over into this direction. So just going to get a look at the photogrammetry of Queenstown now. Going to get the range into 5 to 10 miles. Okay, I'm happy with everything. Let's set full flaps and configure for landing. Queenstown traffic, New Zealand 23 Romeo is Quebec November 603, beginning visual circling runway 05.
Minimum.
Okay, I'm happy. I'm just going to follow this until the next waypoint there, QN611. We're now visual, so the VDEV and LDEV are no longer going to be of any help to us. Going to keep us coming down at around 3 degrees, 800 feet per minute. So the wind is 017 at 6 at this location. Just going to make that left turn just a little slowly now. Keep us going down at about 600 feet per minute. Now the airfield elevation is 1,600, I think. 1,171. Going to slowly cross over slightly end of field. Still going down with about 800 feet per minute. We're 2100 above, and we're going to plan for about a 5-mile track now. So that's 1800, so yeah, we're about right. If I make it 6 or 7 miles from here. Okay, we're going to get nice and close to this mountain here on the right hand side. that's basically the point, is we're going to kind of keep it here.
Wait.
Don't use CTD. Bit of wind shear. Queenstown traffic, New Zealand 23 Romeo turning onto final, runway 05. $2,600 with 1,300 above, that means we've got about 4 miles to go. $1,000 feet checked. That's just over this terrain though, it's not necessarily over the field. The field is still at 1,100, so we're still 1,400 above the field. Got about 2.5 miles to the runway, so I'm going to start descending a bit more now. .5 miles to go, and we should be about 600-700 above, so 1,800, 1,900. We'll lose that in a turn, and then we'll stabilise it. Okay, there's the field. We've got 1, 3, 4 reds, so we're a bit low now. Okay, there's field in sight, and we've just levelled off slightly. Let's bite back down. Okay, landing inhibit and no green. Landing gears down, and we're good to go. There's our second white, just going to descend now at 600, 700 feet per minute. GPWS will be misleading as this is on a small hill. Yeah, photogrammetry glitches as expected.
100, 50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
Touchdown. I'm looking at those taxiways and I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to have to do a spinny spin on the runway here. Okay, so there's our spinning position. APU startup. Welcome to Queenstown. That's an exciting approach, shall we say. Let's get a stand number. I'm going to go on Navigraph. I'm going to select something reasonable.
Yes, star 295 is on final for 05 on Queensland.
Queenstown traffic, New Zealand 23 Romeo is backtracking 05 at the moment. Tile report vacated. We'll go to Romeo 3.
Understand. We're still far away. I think we're about 10 nautical miles. Yeah, we're about 9 nautical miles towards Runway, and we're at GSX 295.
Okay, there's our man.
Affirmative. We're gonna go around. We're a small plane, so we'll give you the way for 05, but probably pretty close to be here.
Affirm, copy. 295, yes, for 295. Yes, sir, 295. It's going around.
You are currently parked at the wrong parking position.
Queenstown traffic, Charlie Alpha Bravo, and approach runway 05.
The boarding requested.
Queenstown would not have ULD containers. No, I don't think there's any way they would fit those. See, maybe small ones here, but I don't think they barely can accept an A320. I don't think they could be able to take a full-on ULD container. So let's see what we can do about that. I might make a GSX profile for this, but I'll look into the other options. So 1,000 below, there's just a departure. There he is. He's just departed. And then we've got one on the RNAV over here somewhere. Within 1,000 feet, so it should be coming in shortly. Landing rate wise, as you saw, relatively firm. Let's have a review of the flight. Statistics wise, we had a landing rate of 273.8 with 1.08 Gs. And we made quite a nice left and then right turn with a relatively straight final. There he is there.
Passengers deboarding starting.
Yeah, it's a little piper.
Queenstown is then 642, 12 miles, 12 miles from the Babu for RP 0.
DVM.